GPT thought I had those variations and therefore gave me a completely different report. Do not do this. You don't want to freak out. I had a little freak out. So yeah. Today we're going to talk about how I use ChatGPT in order to better understand my DNA and methylation and detox reports. And if any point you have any questions, just leave a comment. It all started with this tweet by Greg, this guy I follow on Twitter. Why use someone else's blueprint when you can make your own? So blueprint here is referring to Brian Johnson's cult, which I guess I'm a member of, but I'm not encouraging my kids to give me their blood, at least not yet. Anyway, he continues, using someone else's blueprint is like wearing off the rack clothing. It might fit, but it's not going to make you look like James Bond. And like, who doesn't want to look like James Bond? So I was in at this point, and I just scrolled down to see what I need to do next, and I'll show you what that was. Okay, so first step is to go to 23andme.com because that's where I have my DNA test, and I log in, and I can't get my data. It takes a couple of days. Spitting in a tube 12 years ago and then never looking at the data, what's another couple of days, right?
3 days later.
Okay, so I finally get my raw data, and if you're gonna do this as well, you should read the considerations and the disclaimers at the bottom. I should probably have my own disclaimer, so I'm gonna be right back and read my disclaimer. This video is for information purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. I'm not a healthcare professional, and this video should not be used to diagnose, treat, or prevent any medical conditions. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider before making any decisions based on your DNA, reports, or any other health-related information. By following the steps in this video, you acknowledge that you do so at your own risk. I am not responsible for any actions you take as a result of watching this video. Feel free to adjust it to match your personal style or any specific details you'd like to include. Wait, I wasn't supposed to read that part. That was my GPT lawyer, sorry. So after downloading my text file with all my AC, G's, and T's, I am about to upload it to Genetic Genie. That's the next step. I figure that everyone already has my DNA since the 23andMe hack, but just to be sure, I scrubbed the text file and removed my personal name from the file itself. At the top here, you go to Genomic Panels, and you first choose Methylation Panel, and then you just upload it directly. And then you go back to the detox panel and you just do the same exact thing. So once you do that, now you will go to ChatGPT. Okay, so now we're gonna set up a temporary chat for GPT-4 because I don't want Sam Altman to have my DNA. I don't know, just reasons. So we're gonna go to temporary chat. So this allows for anything uploaded or conversations had. None of the data uploaded will be used for training purposes. So that's what I care about. So here's the important part about uploading. You want to make sure you're uploading a screenshot of the report, not the PDF itself. I messed up the first time. Don't mess up. What happened the first time was the PDF has other information explaining the different gene variations, and GPT thought I had those variations and therefore gave me a completely different report. Do not do this. You don't want to freak out. I had a little freak out. So yeah, just the screenshots of the information. Here we go. So in this, I will copy and paste my prompt, and I'll put that in the description as well. So now I got the response back, and I'm going to ask GPT how this stacks up against what I'm already taking. I use sub.co. It's still in alpha testing, but if you want to test that out, you can use the code MSG and you'll get hooked up. So now that I have my information from ChatGPT, I'm going to go to sub.co here. Like I said, I'm already part of the cult, already taking the Brian Johnson protocol. And now in SUP, they do a really neat thing where they list all your nutrients. I'm going to just print out a PDF of this and upload it to ChatGPT. These supplements are currently consumed. Which additional ones are needed and which dosages? Or I can say unspecified. Okay, so now I have the additional supplements that I need to be taking on a daily basis, but I'd rather have whole foods than supplements. So what whole foods can I consume instead of taking supplements? Any additional supplements? So what it does is it's go through the sum of the different whole foods that I should be consuming, and based on the different elements. Now I can follow up and say, can you put together a 7-day meal plan with these foods? What nutrients are still missing, and what supplements should be taken? So now it gives the proper dosages, and I can use different tracking apps to find that. Like I said, with SUP, or what Greg suggests is Chronometer is another one. There are a bunch of different apps you can use. So yeah, so that is my conversation with ChatGPT and my DNA. Another thing that's under development, if you're interested in going further, is a product called Sequel. That's with sequel.com, and you download it to your computer, and then you can upload your DEXA scan, different PDFs, and chat with it. So this is what Sequel looks like. You can see I can chat, I can get insights from the stuff I upload, I can dig down on specific organs, I can have guides and videos that they provide, mainly around peptides. I believe they have a room for journal, labs you uploaded, Whoop connected, data, Aura, Strava, etc. It's still early, it's in beta. I think this is like a 0.3 version of the product, but still interesting to see that people are working on this. Just this week, folks over at Google announced a new personal health LLM that they've been working on with the Fitbit team. As someone that has two devices, both the Apple Watch and the Whoop, I'm totally into this stuff. The idea for them is to figure out how to productionize personalized insights and recommendations for measured sleep patterns, physical activity, and physiological responses, be able to have expert domain knowledge and prediction of self-reporting sleep quality outcomes. So right now, it doesn't seem like it is beating experts. I never cared for those benchmarks of beating experts. I'm not going to contact anybody, but if it directionally helps me, it is great. And it's not something that is life or death. They now have a Gemini 1.5 model. Maybe they'll update that and fine tune that moving forward. We'll be curious to see what they do. There you have it. We went through how I uploaded my DNA reports, all the steps that I took. I'm super fascinated by this stuff, as you can tell. The fact that medicine today doesn't really take into account any of our data that we have. A big fan of Peter Attia, and in his book Outlive, he talks about how we're in the beginning of medicine 3.0. Super exciting. The stuff that Sequel's doing and the Google LLM stuff, you know, it's only going to get better. Till next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to talk about which search engines I use and when, so you don't want to miss that.